anyone who is a fan of Power Rangers should be aware that all of the material obtained for this franchise's development comes from Super Sentai. And as you and I both should come to terms with, Super Sentai won't last forever. Whether you hate it or not, there will come a moment when Toei decides to close up shop and retire the franchise. And when that happens, the same goes for Power Rangers. Now, what statement is it to say that Power Rangers exists because of Super Sentai? Anyway, Super Sentai did have brilliant ideas of concepts for their series and seasons, and they were great opportunities to implement in Power Rangers. And I, for one, don't want either franchise to come full circle without all of the interesting concepts possible added. I think Super Sentai recycle old motifs like dinosaurs, ninjas, race cars, and the usual animals. I think they recycled those motifs long enough. I say it's time for new things to come. Now, what I wrote down here is a list of stuff that Super Sentai and Power Rangers should try. I'll start with Super Sentai first. Well, first of all, they should... Well, did you know that most of the team members are male? We're having more men than women in the team. This should change that. Whether it be a team of 3 or 5, all the team members ought to be female. And they can do that with the theme of magical pixies, fairies, magicians of some kind. And other themes they can use is being in cyberspace and exploring actual outer space. And they could use a theme of birds. There is one Super Sentai season who's already done that, Jetman, but I don't see why they can't do that again. This one is unlikely. Insects or bugs. And considering the current Super Sentai season, Ryu Soldier, if that's how you pronounce it. Now, when that was first announced, I was hoping that there was going to be a medieval twist to this series, but instead it's just the usual dinosaurs, which I guess I'm getting a little fed up with. Maybe in a later season they actually will put knights and dragons, as initially explained. And there has to be some kind of medieval twist. Some kind of medieval thing going on. Moving on to Power Rangers, what to see when they're adapting those Super Sentai series and seasons? Well, how about some of these Rangers come from elsewhere on the planet? Rangers shouldn't always be American, if you know what I mean. We've had African Americans, but what if at least one ranger was actually from Africa, speaking with an African accent of some sort? And what if there was someone from a Pacific island or Central America? Perhaps someone from a Hispanic community. Maybe someone from the Middle East? And how about some of these rangers spoke in different accents? It's happened on Power Rangers. There was one ranger who spoke with a Scottish accent, and there's one team which all of the team members spoke with Australian accents. I want to see this trend continue. I'd like to hear someone speaking with a Cajun accent or a Southern accent, so that we might have an actual cowboy or cowgirl or someone from Texas or those kind of states. How about someone with an actual Mexican voice? We should also get more of the European kinds, French and Irish, for example. And I know that we will get American Rangers anyway, but from that I expect new personalities and new backgrounds, such that they didn't think of yet. Back to Super Sentai. If you watch Super Sentai, you'd remember that each of the Ranger suits are color coded in a particular way, and the official colors that are used in Super Sentai in the main team members, or on the main team members, are red, yellow, blue, pink, green, black, and white. I think they should experiment with those colors more. I think that when coming up with new teams of 5, they should use those same colors but make new palettes. Something like a team without a Blue Ranger, or a team without a Blue or Yellow Ranger. But the one rule that I think they should keep is that since the Red Ranger is always the leader and always stands front and center, a Red Ranger should be present in every team. No matter what the color variety is in a Super Sentai team, there is always a Red Ranger. And riddle me this, there never was a Red Ranger who wore glasses. Now wouldn't it be fun to see Super Sentai try that? When it comes to the 6th Rangers, they shouldn't try too hard. They shouldn't try too hard with that. I don't think they should keep going on with Gold and Silver Rangers. They should try something new, something like a Bronze Ranger or a Platinum Ranger. Maybe more purple and orange. Maybe a brand new color. And even such that were not meant to be Power Rangers exactly, yet they obtained the same status. Well, either way, the six Rangers have to be different enough from each other somehow. Now, the idea is written and given out. I hope they get to the studio. I hope they get to the studio behind Super Sentai so that they'd be more able to consider what they want to present to their target audience. Of course, I want both Super Sentai and Power Rangers to benefit. They may have their own audiences, and they got different ways to excite people with action. But my point is, I don't want them to cut themselves short by ending up using the same stuff over and over and over again. To really go the extra mile, they should experiment with new things and figure out the grade of it. What about you? What ideas do you have that you want included in Super Sentai and Power Rangers? And why do you think they should be included? Let me know what you think. And thanks for watching.